Hello and welcome to Jakarta in Indonesia for the lead round of the IFSC competition here in Asia. Tonight we get to find out who progresses through to tomorrow's final. Only 8 athletes out of the selection tonight of 20 will make it that far, and only one of them will take an Olympic ticket. It's all to play for. The pressure is intense, as is the heat and humidity. It's super hot here in Jakarta, and trust me, as I'm sitting here in the commentary box, I'm sweating. The athletes out on stage are surely going to be sweating as well. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brilliant. My name is Matt Groom, and I will be calling all of the action for you this evening. We're having a look at our routes now. Women's on the right of the wall, men's on the left. And as we scan our way up the wall, I'll just give you a little insight into the rules in case you don't know them. The aim is simple. You go from the bottom of the wall to the top of the wall, and you have to clip all of the quick draws on the way up as you go. Those quick draws are the things hanging off the wall. Each hold is worth a numerical value, and that raises as the athletes go into certain sections. The first section is worth 1 point. Second section, 2 points per hold. After that, 3 points per hold, and then 4 points per hold as we get into the business end of this enormous lead wall. So we've had the observation period at the moment. This is it from earlier on today. And as you can see, the athletes had to check the wall. They get to see what they're about to climb, work it out with their competitors, and then eventually they'll have to be out there by themselves giving it a go. But it's a rather unique aspect, a part of our sport, where the athletes share with their competitors about how to climb the section of the wall. There's Miho Nanaka on the right-hand side. She did well during the qualifying round, and I will let you know of the scores as we go along. You can also download the free IFSC app from wherever you find your apps if you want to have live updates on the scoring. But basically, Serato Anraku is leading the way. 84.6 is his score, but Yoshiyuki Ogata close behind him on 84.5, just 0.1 in it. And for the women, well, Futaba Ito had a fantastic boulder round, almost perfect, 99.7, unbelievable from her, and followed by Miho Nanaka on 84.8. Now, if you're used to watching World Cups, the scoring system here for this combined boulder and lead format is a little bit different. 100 points available for boulder, 100 points available for lead, and those scores are combined out of a possible 200. So someone like Futaba Ito on 99.7, well, she's doing pretty well and will have less to do on the lead wall than someone down at the bottom, for example, Shin Yi Chen, who has 0 points. So it's a lot to play for here, but our first couple of athletes come in, and it is Yishin Chen Tau Kwanke from Malaysia entering the stage. The athletes will start climbing at the same time. They'll fall off at some point, and then we'll have our rotation as we go. And I've been reliably informed by the route setter I read the route with, these routes are tricky. They're expecting almost no top, so some brutal moves along the way. But things start off fairly casual for both the men and women until we hit the first scoring zone, and I'll let you know when that happens. There is Tao on the left. He's underway. His teammate Yi takes a few more minutes to read and remember the route. The athletes have 40 seconds before they have to start climbing. And you can see immediately off the ground here, she's actually struggling to get into the starting position. And this is a nerve-wracking moment for all athletes. You don't want to blow it at this stage. My heart goes out to her right now, but she's into the crimp, she's off the ground. And that belayer there with official on, he's just spotting her, making sure that if she does fall off before she clips that rope into the first quick draw, that she's nice and safe. So both athletes now underway, and you can see the different sections on the wall. The men starts off with yellow, women's with blue. That blue section for the women goes quite a long way before she hits the purples. And you can see Yi struggling here a little bit up towards the crimp. Nerve-wracking moment for her down low. Hopefully she's going to settle into this route. Meanwhile, Tao doing much, much better. Big move up to the first of the small jibs on the volumes. Already having to struggle a little bit. Shoulders going back, elbows going up as he makes another clip in. Drops back down in order to shake and rest. If you missed the broadcast earlier on, we've already had the Boulder round. That took place about 10 a.m. p.m. Goodness me, jumping ahead of myself. 10 a.m. here in Jakarta time. And now this evening, as we come up to just past 6 o'clock, the lead is underway. A couple of hours of this, and then tomorrow we have the finals. Not to be missed. 8 athletes trying to get that Olympic place. A little foot swap, double foot swap, pop. And moments like that for an athlete really shake you up. He's got the heel in though now. He'll want a little shake here just to settle him down. All right, he is making progress, but we do see a fall. Got his legs slightly twisted up in the rope. That's why he ended up upside down. It is nasty when you fall like that. I think he's okay. Tao comes down, stares back up onto the wall, hands on his hips.
Thank you for your effort. As we continue on the right side, our Malaysian representative still making her way.
Chen is underway. Looks like she settled herself down after that nervy start. About a third of the way up now. Heels in, switches to a toe. Just checking if she can reach that quick draw from that angle. Decides better of it. There are holds specified by the setters where the athletes cannot go past. And she's not there yet. Big move to a side pull from her. Adjust the feet. Nice flag in order to get into a good clipping position. Very impressed by the way she's settled things down here. But this is a big move. Needs to go all the way to the right. That crimp slightly hidden. Hits it with the fingers. Comes down. That's all over for Yi. That's not going to be enough to progress, but a good opportunity for some of these athletes to be on a stage like this. It is massive. Hopefully if you're watching at home, you are enjoying the entertainment, the climbing so far. I certainly am. Some pretty brutal routes as well during the earlier round for the boulder. Not many tops along the way until we got down to really the last 10 or so athletes who came out. There was a lot for them to deal with. We see a replay, another fall down there. And hopefully as we progress through this semi-finals, you guys will have more of an idea of this route. You'll learn it. We have 20 athletes who will move through the route on their way to a potential finals place.
And we'd like to welcome our second male semi-finalist now onto the left side. Our representative
up next, Bharat Pereira.
This is Bharat Pereira
From India. And his teammate, Farooq Sania, on the right. Both of them had pretty tricky qualifying rounds for Boulder. They'll be looking for a bit of revenge out here on the walk. There's Farooq taking a moment just to compose herself. Women's start is a little awkward when you look at it. I've certainly seen easier beginnings. And the men's, although it looks crimpy, it's fairly straightforward. In fact, both routes, no real tricks in there for the athletes. A lot of resistance climbing, trying to give everyone a chance here. And we can see Farooq struggling on this first move. That's the first scoring zone. We can see the first points. So Bharat from now on will start scoring. Changes the toe to a heel, thinks better of it. Big foot slip there, got to be careful on those no-tex holds. There is a little bit of friction just from Bharat. Big early move in order to wake him up a bit. Farooq got through those first initial moves and is now cruising up through the volumes, and she's into the points as well on the right-hand side. Big heel from Bharat. Good flexibility as he manages to find a clip and a rest. Oh, how is Bharat still on this wall? Horizontal as he gets the left heel in, matches with the feet. Gets another heel in, drops his left foot down, but that is the end. You sort of felt it coming for a while. He fought hard though. These athletes have qualified for this semi-final through the qualifying process, and they come out in the order where they did qualify. So the athletes we see first qualified in last position. So do expect the height and sometimes the quality of the climbing to improve a little bit as we go through the ranks. We've got some big names coming up. As I mentioned at the beginning, Futaba Ito. She'll climb last, and a big slip there as we flick over to her hand, sliding down. She had a heel in, she was trying to sit on it, just seemed to slide off that heel.
To welcome our next two climbers. In the meantime, kami di sini hari ini ada sesuatu yang beda ya, dari kita ada apa? Ada hadiah-hadiah yang pastinya.
Akan ada hadiah yang akan kita bagikan buat semua penonton yang hadir yang beruntung di semifinal.
Let's have another of these. This is Barath. He went sideways, couldn't match that crimp.
Benar, caranya adalah kalian nggak boleh langsung balik. Kalian harus stay sampai akhir ronde.
Fairly low fall from him, but it was a good fight. Initially, straight off the deck, he had to work hard into those shouldery crimps.
Representing Singapore, this is Dennis Chua.
Next up, Dennis Chua from Singapore. He had a good boulder round. He's currently in 8th. We'll have to wait and see how that pays out. Certainly one to watch in terms of getting into the finals here this evening, or tomorrow evening. The 6 minutes on the clock, by the way, that is how long the athletes have to climb the route. I'm not entirely sure if that clock relates to the left or right-hand side of it. I will try to let you know if the athletes are running out of time. We will be able to provide that better in the finals, but semi-finals starts to tick down. I presume that is for Dennis on the left. So, Dennis underway, quick climbing from him. He's a powerful man. You saw that in the boulder. I'm expecting him to get through this first sequence. We'll have to find out endurance-wise how he's feeling. And Shivani is on the right of your screen. There she is, from India. Easier through than her teammate on those initial crimpy moves. Dennis screws that right foot into the foothold. Little flag in order to pop up to the side pull. Shivani as well, resting well. If you're totally new to climbing and you want to pick up some tips, do watch how these athletes rest. Straight arm, no muscles engaged. You want a lot of your back to be doing the work. And Dennis with an awesome shoulder move there to hold that. That's good to see. Dennis now, horizontal, loses the left foot though momentarily on that no-tex. A bit of a slip for him. And this is where this endurance starts to make a difference. He's crossed through with the right, which means he's going to have to match it. I'm not sure he's left himself room there. He has. Gets that left hand in. That was good work from him. And a powerful move outright, using that bouldering as he comes from the 30 into the 45-degree section. And a nice heel that as he sits into that jib. But it's a big fall from him. A long, big fall for him. Well, we'll stick with Shivani here, who's doing well. Hard sequence of moves coming up, though. Work her way over to the left. Just 3 fingers dragging on that hold. Tweaks the foot, that right foot on a no-tex. She's going to have to be careful, and she does slip. Not quite the reach in order to go into that side pull. Down she comes. But a good effort early on.
As we get set to release our previous climbers and prepare for our next two.
I'm not sure if that's skin, if that's a sore hand, or what's going on there, but that was a big shake, and that was the fall. He sort of not missed the clip, but gone past the clip, and that was the big fall he took. So well done, Mr. Belair. Whoever you are, sir. Good catch. Let's see this again from another angle. Yeah, it was the left hand, just not quite wrapped around that enough.
All right, let's prepare for our next male semi-finalist here in the lead category. Our representative from Hong Kong, this is Ho Chuk-Hei.
Ke Ho comes out from Hong Kong in the yellow. Hong Chung Yang on the right from China. Both athletes simultaneously looking up there. And we're underway. The iPads, by the way, if you can see them on your screen, that's coaches' iPads. So they use those in order to reference later on in training what the athletes did right, what they did wrong.
Make sure you check the big screen to the right of the stage where we will continue to show you the live updated rankings and scores for all of our semifinalists from the men and the women.
Nice positive start from both athletes here. Zhang on the right, slopes out. Drops down onto the slope. Both athletes, good starts from them. Look on the left as well. Powerful through the sequence, he's not hanging around. Strong moves, and that is probably a good tactic on a route like this, especially if you're more in boulder strength than anything else. Into the 45, and it is a bit of a hesitation. Got the hand sequence mixed up there. He comes down on the semi-final routes, has a look up. We'll have to wait and see score-wise what that happens. Chung still going, cruising through that sequence. Amazing how different climbers can make different sections of the wall appear far, far easier than we know they are. Nice drop knee in order to rest, but she goes from that good left side pull and then really has to start committing to some big moves here.
Thank you once again. Children, we will prepare our men's round.
Breathing heavy in this hot Jakarta night. It's a bit like breathing soup air. It's the best way I could describe it. Up into the crimps, just dragging with that left hand. Now needs to find something, hits the right.
And let's welcome our next male semi-finalist.
About halfway up this wall now, alone, framed in that spotlight. Kicks the legs, gets a heel in, needs to take something off the arms here. We saw her struggling down early on, and she does fall. Couldn't quite get enough back. Will finish things off for us here after that round. So we have a swap. Pilar waiting patiently. The athletes try to undo that knot, but as you can see, sometimes it needs a little bit of help. Jinbin Huang is underway on the left. Occasionally we have different systems in place, but for this comp, once an athlete falls, we'll rotate through to the next. Tries to fiddle the feet in, makes a big move up into the scoring zone now. Into the shoulder moves, but this is where things start to ramp up in terms of difficulty. Good footwork so far. You can see that toe drilled down into the tech surface. Makes the swing. Look at those lights shining on the no-text. Power is needed through this section. He's going to have to climb fast. Gets the clip in. Hits the side pull, underclink. Into the other one. You can feel those shoulders start to burn now as he gets the heel. Rocks up into the next set of crimps. trying to work out how to cross and then unwind. Does so, just kicking that right foot back on, sliding down the techs again.
Let's remember that this involves strength, endurance, as well as strategy. A great move there.
Can we give super for Wangjin Bijayo?
Kim Meng Huang into the 30 scoring zone, highest so far. Ten Chong Wong from Hong Kong. Amazing position. We see a fall on the left. A good high point though at the moment. And on the right, talking about high points, a high clip in order to get that in. Now she just needs to focus on this next crimpy section. Move through these slopers. It does just sap you, especially in this heat. Crux in the left heel. We'll make a clip from that position. Nice close-up shots there of the action. First of the real crimps coming up. Hits the one with the left. Now needs to cross through above with the right, dropping those feet down. Wants a toe in play and gets it on the right-hand side. Lots of tension required though. Just standing on that little jib on the left. Holds the toe just. Lucky she had it in. Managed to catch it. Struggling to find some feet. She needs to make a big move. Well, she does. Hits the side pull well. I think she's really starting to fight here. Just takes that hand off in order to make the clip, but things are tight. Wants to watch that rope as well, currently. Needs to flick that arm around the other side of it, or she could be in a bit of trouble here, just in terms of maneuvering herself around it. And there it is. And that is the problem that you can see sometimes. Huge cut loose move. Will she be able to pull the feet back on? She does now, but those crimps, she adjusts. That was a good fight. Wants the heel in, can't get it, needs it really for this next sequence. Kick required, and I think it was just more of a beta reading error there than anything else from her. Starting to look tired as she went. Radin on the left from Iran. Oh, almost like a dynamic clip, that one. Love a bit of a dynamic clip. Right, edging the left foot up. Here we go, this is the move. Hits the left crimp, hits the right crimp, holds the shoulder press. Initial crux done. It's going to go for the bump, locks it in nicely, then we'll whack the heel up in order just to shake out. Not really a proper rest, just an opportunity to drop those arms down again. Makes the tricky match above that 10.
Wow.
Having to fight now, hits the sloper, gets the heel in. Oh, just. And we lose another one down low. This men's route proving to be tricky, as is the women's so far. We expected it, but it's another thing to see it happen, isn't it? In terms of hardness of this route setters reckoned it was a little easier than a standard World Cup route. But do remember the amount of climbing these athletes have done. Full day of quali yesterday at Boulder and Lead. Boulder earlier on. And the setters do adjust things a little bit, especially to match the heat and conditions. I did actually speak to a setter about that, and I asked him whether if they had put those boulders from this morning inside, how much easier than they'd be. And he just looked at me as if it went much, much easier. And that just shows how much friction is important. When I talk about friction, I'm talking about the contact between your hand and the hold itself. It can be improved with chalk, of course, but having that friction, all important. Well, there's certain athletes seem to have stickier hands than others. Natural talent.
Thank you, Robin.
Natalie gets the clip in. Good work from her. Positive start early on. Easily into the crimps as well, and resting on that crimp. Crosses through towards the yellows. Now she needs to do this bump sequence.
Please welcome our next representative from China. In the men's side, this is
Junze Hu is on for China. He enters the stage on the left. Above him, Natalie still continuing. Good work from her. Has a little moment as she drops that knee down towards the ground, adjusts the feet. Just working out the body position for this move. It's a long way, you can see, almost a body length above her head. Opts for that high toe. Needs to tighten those shoes up a little bit. Hits the right, just. And this is the sequence that's thrown a few athletes up now. She kicks that right heel, that toe up, but drops back down. She's in trouble here, needs to find a solution quickly. She's gonna be burning out. Goes for the bicycle, 1 foot hooking with the toes, 1 heel. Bumps into the crimp. I can't believe she's still here. Natalie might be on the edge, and she is on the edge. Comes down. Junze Hu, meanwhile, he keeps going. We'll try to keep you updated with the scores. And remember, you can download that free IFSC app. Positive moves down low here. Junze Hu doing well. He's on the 45 section of the wall. Really kicks up in angle. I've been impressed by this facility. Well, so am I, to be honest. Purpose built. And a good permanent location. Nessa's on the right. She's made the initial traverse to the right. A little couple of moves where you come across that volume. Junze Hu is getting all types of tangled up. Hits the right hand. Was scrunched up underneath himself. Trying to throw for that move, but he comes down with a big smile on his face. Well, Vanessa will continue. Cruxy sequence here, hits the side pull, now adjusts the feet. Gets the high heel in, but slips. That was a big pop from her. Thought she was more secure than she was. I'd love to see a replay of that. And you can see how disappointed she was. She had more to give then, thought the heel was in, moved maybe slightly before she was ready. And that is the worst feeling as a climber. Oh. And you know you've got more to give. You just want to get straight back on the wall where you fell. Go again. Let's see that replay. Yeah, it was the heel slipping out that did it. And you can see head in her hands immediately. She knew what had happened. You do occasionally get sections where you see an athlete slipping, and it's more because they're tired than anything else, but that one looks like a proper slip. Raviandi Ramadan is on the left from Indonesia, and his teammate Nurul Ramadhani on the right. Raviandi has a brother, Ravianto. Both of them very handy on a climbing wall. So here we go, the two Indonesian athletes in front of their home crowd. What a special moment for them. Got a little tingle when I thought of that. It has got to be amazing that the spotters being careful of the athlete's safety. There's no mats on the floor here, so you do just need to watch yourself a little bit down low. Raviandi, probably the first one of the athletes out who really might make an impression on this route. Let's see what he's got here tonight. Crosses through with the left hand. So, Raviandi has a high foot on the no-tech, so he's got to be careful of that. On the right, Nurul has a good high toe. Raviandi, though, is taking a moment to figure the sequence out. He wants to go up with the left hand. That's smart. Then he won't have to do that match, and yet that means you've got a match on the bottom red. So he's having a bit of a moment. Keep an eye on him on the left. Nurul, meanwhile, is progressing easy into the two side pulls. What is Raviandi going to do here? He does want that left hand, and he finds that left hand. That's going to make the next sequence much, much easier for him. He can just continue on, flying out towards the right. Gets that, and drops in. Powerful stuff from him. And you can hear the crowd getting behind the athletes. Nurul as well. Good progress. I did ask the setters whether it would be possible to sit on the big hold that she's holding on to. Oh, she lost the foot there. And again, it's not quite on the jib. Now it's more seated. Yeah, apparently impossible to sit on it, but I'd love to see someone try. Raviandi swings around, loses the feet, gets the cross-through move. And nears 30 now, really getting some encouragement. Nurul falls. Raviandi, as expected, good work from him, but, oh, look at that, great knee bar in. Now, a knee bar, if you don't know, is when you use your knee like that, so toe pressed on a hold, knee on another, and it just allows you to take a bit of pressure off those arms. And in fact, with the right kind of a knee bar, you can fully go with no hands. However, the setters would try to avoid that. They don't want the athletes resting too much.
Still plenty of time here for
That was well spotted from him, though, to get that in. That might have given him a little extra for the top of this route. From 30. Points start progressing as he rocks up on that right toe. Into the flag. Great work from him as he nears the head wall. Every hold is being cheered on by the crowd as he gets another heel in. Raviandi, this is good stuff. Misses the right hand, comes down, but what a performance from him. I'm so nervous, by the way. If you watch the Laval competition in France and watch Yannick Floé lose his glasses, I am now paranoid about people wearing glasses on the climbing wall. That's our score. Now, this is a good opportunity to see how it works. So we get the combined scores together. So someone like out of 200, so we get to see the points. So Do Hyun Lee, for example, and there are lots of layers to this, of course. We've got 20 athletes out, so we flick through them. Futaba Ito at the top. She hasn't climbed yet, but that 99.7 is going to make a big difference. And you can see the lead score combined with the boulder score for some of the athletes who have already climbed. Raviandi leaves the stage to a hero's welcome. Napatika Asunti on the right, another Indonesian team member. It's good to see other people apart from just speed climbers. Indonesia, of course, known for how good their speed climbers are. She rotates the feet through now, comes onto the left, big move out. Here we go. Hold your breath if you're supporting Indonesia here. Yeah, it's good to see because the speed climbers get a lot of the attention in terms of media, and rightly so. They are some of the best in the world, and they will be competing on Sunday for their Olympic ticket. But the lead and boulders are coming. Indonesia investing a lot of money into the climbing teams, so great to see the results starting to come through for them. Fika finds a resting position. Alexei on the left from Kazakhstan. Napatika with that good right leg wrapped over the top of the hold. Less of a heel hook, more of a calf hook. She will be able to get something back. The problem is, as you can see, she's having to readjust the hands a little bit. Didn't want to push her own arm off with her leg. That would be a horrible way to go. Alexei gets set for the next jump, powers it out, little swing, and immediately brings the foot back on, accurate onto the jib. Napatika, great work as she comes through. Right, we're into the purples for the women, into the 30 as well. She has currently not clipped that clip. Won't want to get too much further. Might be a bit pumped here. It's got a monster whipper if she takes a fall, and that is going to be a tricky one to clip from that angle. Goes over to the left and does take a big fall. All safe though, she comes down, and we lose Alexei at the same time. Napatika says goodbye to her home crowd. This was her run into the purples, and I think it was just a case of burning out there. Got horizontal, couldn't quite make the next series of moves. That's the speed wall I was talking about. It's awesome, isn't it? There's actually enough space on there for 4 lanes. If you remember the Asian Games, you watched some of that. We remember the relay. I've certainly never seen anything like that. It's pretty good to see. So yeah, but at the moment we've just got 2 of our speed lanes. That'll be in action on Sunday. Tomorrow is the final for this event, so just 8 athletes will make it that far. And we've been giving away Olympic places since Bern, the World Championships in Switzerland. 2 more continental qualifiers to come in Oceania and Africa. And next year, the OQS Olympic Qualifying Series has been announced. 2 events where 10 or so places will be available. Next up, Margarita from Kazakhstan. She got herself all tangled up in the rope yesterday during qualifying. We'll want to avoid that. Luke on the left rereads the bottom part of the route. Margarita underway, nice and positive start. You can see the difference from our first couple of athletes through that section. Well, if you're just joining us, hello and welcome to Jakarta. We're in Indonesia for the Asian qualifier. The aim of this event is to give away 2 Olympic places for lead and boulder and 1 for speed. A good chance for certain stars to get through, but that Japanese team, remember, only 2 places available per nation. When you consider that Ai Mori has already got the Japanese first women's spot, there's only 1 available for the women. It'll be interesting to see as they battle it out for that one. So Margarita with the double heels. Good work from her. She reaches up high. Just gets that clip in. A little bit of a fiddle, but it's there now. Ugo Wenbin is about to make the big move up. Hits it just to swing out. Managed to keep his right foot on and then put the heel. That's actually pretty smart, I think. And hadn't got that clip. I didn't see that. He was blocking it with his body. Yeah, needs to flick it around the rope here a little bit, and this is some hesitation from him. All of this whilst holding on to that nasty left crimp. Still hasn't unlocked those fingers. Now we'll get a chance to, and I imagine, yeah, he's going to shake that out. Margarita, big moves up.
Dan peringatan sekali lagi untuk teman-teman yang hadir, jangan langsung pulang ya setelah kita udah selesaikan semifinal ronde ini. Kita akan mulai dari bagi hadiah. Caranya gampang sekali. Kita ada beberapa pertanyaan quiz saja.
Just to clarify, when I was talking about those Olympic places, I did mean per gender. So that's one for the men, one for the women, and one for the men, and one for the women in speed.
Untuk penjaga equipment dan apparel. Jadi stay tuned for that.
So Margarita has a high right foot, matches the crimp, now brings the left up. And she's into the crimps and almost into the purple section there. And Luke is having to fight as he hits the first of the right-hand slopers, adjusts the feet, that left heel buried deep onto the crimp as he flicks the feet. Ah, he falls though, and Margarita falls. Oh, she had a bit of a moment there, didn't she? Yeah, she kind of went past the cliff and a big fall. Like, you know that feeling on a roller coaster when your heart goes into your throat? I think that's what she just experienced. I can imagine, anyway. Let's have a replay of that. That was a big fall as well. Oh, and a head bang. I didn't see that. I think he's okay. I'm looking at him on stage now, and that was Margarita's fall again. Another big one, but a little better. Brought her feet up. Big falls. We want some drama. Well, you're getting it here this evening. The night has fully fallen in Jakarta. It hasn't really improved the humidity, though. It did actually rain earlier on, and a lot of people were saying that takes away some of the humidity, but it seems to have stuck around. But the sun was beating down on the boulder wall early on in the morning. That has gone, so the holds themselves will feel a little cooler to the touch.
And both climbers are ready to take their position.
About halfway through this semi-final now.
Our men's semi-finalists. On the left side, this is
Putra Ramadhani is out and about. Red trousers, has a look. And Sukma on the right from Indonesia. Purple harness, rather nicely matching the first purple starting holes. Coincidence? I think not. Both athletes underway here and both have clips in. So we're starting to get an understanding of this route. There's certainly a low crux for the women, although I think if you have the power to get through it, it's not too bad. And then things start to ramp up into the pinks higher up. But for the men, well, it seems to get brutal quicker. After this first yellow and black section, hit some nasty crimps with complicated footwork, and that seemed to have sapped a lot of the athlete's strength up to this moment. Sukma makes that big reaching overhand clip. He drops back down, straight arms resting once again. Great flexibility, she finds the crimp with the right hand.
This is your chance to show your support for your athletes, both on the men's and the women's side. Currently, side by side, both representatives of Indonesia right now. Tri Ramadhani Putra continuing his climb alongside.
Sukma adjusts that left leg around the rope. Good positioning, but she has changed her mind again. Putra on the left, meanwhile, made the shoulder presses look pretty good. Has that left toe in, now flicks and adjusts. Body position a little bit off though, as now he finds that left foot. Having people message me around the world. Some are at work, some are at school. If you're at school or work, well done. Have us on in the background. This is much better. Apart from the school. Stay at school, kids. If you're in Europe, it is about that working time. So hopefully you got us in the background enjoying the action. And there's a lot of it over the next couple of days as well. Sukma stretches up, big splits. And it's all good to have the flexibility, but you have to have the strength in the flexibility. And she does need to make a move here. Oh, and loses the left foot at the last moment. Now wraps the calf around, sits in, toes pressed against the blue volume. And on the left, Putra is finding those toes. And a nice drop down move, almost sitting on that right heel in order to rest as he builds himself up for the next section. Do remember you can follow along with all the action on the IFSC social media. Lena Drapella, our fantastic photographer on site. She's been taking great photos. So do go along and support that. And for extra content, of course, we had some nice qualifying highlights come out the other day. Right, I'm interested in this clip here from Sukma, because once again, she's gone past it. We've seen this happen a few times, and it is awkward when you do that. And being extended like that as well, it's hard, as we can see, for her to put it in, but it is in now. I'm not sure where the best resting clipping position is for that move yet. Need to wait and see. Putra, meanwhile, has got a big drop knee in. And Sukma gets a huge cheer as she goes towards the high point. Now adjusts the feet out towards the pinches. Reaches up, hits the right hand pinch, and this is great work from her. Points on the board as she progresses. Finally falls, floats through the air, arms wide like a bird as she hits down onto the ground. Putra, meanwhile, is grinding this thing out, hits the left crimp. Now into the pinches from him. This man just does not seem to get tired currently. Great endurance. Oh, a boosty move, swings, but that is going to be a step too far. Tried to kick over way to the right, slightly missed it, maybe didn't have the power, but that is a great performance from him. So let's have a look at the scores as they stand. Fudoba Ito, of course, still at the top, 99.7, but you can see the combined scores. Sukma, we just watched her. She's down in 7th now, a combined score of 66.6, 18.6 for Boulder, 48 for Lead. So now you can see how it works. And we're looking for our top 8 climbers. So only 8 will progress. You can see how important that Boulder round was. And as we go down, a couple of the athletes are not going to make it. Nural, for example, she's down 47.8 already outside of that top 8. She won't progress. And a few very low scoring boulders from this morning when the heat of the wall was intense. And for the men, Putra, we just saw him, what a performance. That 42.1 added to his 19.4, 61.5 has put him up into the final as it stands. And remember, as we look down at some of those names, including the man at the top, Mr. Jongwon Chon, he might have something to say about that. Have to wait and see.
And here we go, representing Korea on the right side.
Ravianto is out, brother of Raviandi.
And on the left, another representative out of Indonesia. Please make some noise for
Iju Seo on the right from Korea. Big Korean presence here in Jakarta. A couple of stars to come up, including Jain Kim, Chan Sok. They'll be entering the arena quite soon. Iju had a good boulder round earlier on. Can she build on that score here in Lead? Meanwhile, Ravianto is underway. Both of those athletes, the two brothers, climb in the gym, which is in a mall. And there's some good videos you can watch on the IFSC YouTube channel about that. We made them last year. It's a pretty unique place to go climbing, but those two rule the gym. It's their gym, no question about it. When you can't do a boulder, have a look for one of those brothers and they will just show you how beautifully they can climb it. But right now, let's see if he's got some endurance. Hits the clip. Iju Seo, powerful through the beginning as well on the right. She nears the first of the women's cruxes. Ravianto hits the pinches into the second crimp. Lovely footwork from him as he comes up. All right, Yuju, let's see what you can do here. Big move to the side pull, hits it, crosses those feet through, flags out towards the left and makes the clip. And let's see how she gets through. The high heel, as we know, is a little bit risky. I think the toe is better, like she's doing it. The heel just, you're too far over on the left. You can't do what she's doing, which is stretching out towards the right when you're cramped up like that.
Wow, ini hampir full loaded ini GBK pada malam hari.
Ravianto with a smooth style as he works his way through the crimps. Clip Niju, very, very awkward. She is sideways on the wall, on a bit of a steep overhang. Do check out the quick draws as well, the way they hang away from the wall. It's difficult when you get this camera angle when it's straight on. Looks like they're just climbing a vertical surface, but it's not. As we saw from the graphics earlier, 45 degrees in places, which is steep, if you don't know your degrees, which I have to think about. I see degrees in climbing angles now. Nice knee scum there from Yuju. Not a full knee bar, but that would just taken a bit of effort off, and this is the tricky clip as well. Is she going to go past it? Will she clip it from this position and reach down? She does reach down, but better from that pinch. You've got to have the power to hold that 30 hold. Ravianto, meanwhile, good work from him. Just no drama, is there? As I say that, he cuts loose, but you know what I mean? He's just making it look solid. In with the heel now. Starting to work, though, as he hits 30 points. Yuju falls, spilling herself out of those pink holds. Second women's crux is definitely on that traverse over to the left, that little mini traverse. Ravianto going backwards. Down climbs in order to get a better rest. And find that crimp, actually. Rocks up on the right, stretches, fingertips, just gets the pinch in as well. Hits the crimp that he's got to wrap in an awkward way. You can see you can't crimp it like a standard crimp. You almost have to kind of guppy it. But a big drop, huge left drop knee. Knee points down to the ground. What power from him. He could be coming to the end of that power though. Needs a big move. That's what he's sitting on. Can he make this next sequence on the cheetah hold? Sets himself powers. It's not going to be. Ravianto comes down. Well, the MC said solid effort. I'm pretty impressed by that. And he is breathing hard. And that is a gentleman who's used to these kind of conditions, so you do feel for some of the others. Let's see it again. Yeah, he had the reach for it. I think those forearms let him down at the last moment. Big, deep breaths. Right, the next two are waiting in the wings, this purpose-built stadium. Nice roof to protect her from the rain that does occasionally sweep through Jakarta. I was told by my colleague we're in monsoon season, which I'm not convinced about. It certainly seemed to rain more last time we were here. I know I should know this, but if anyone can tell me the monsoon season, send me a message. Right, the rope's coiled, stage is clear, and we are about to enter a pretty big star. There he is, Mr. Jongwon Chon, one of the best tattoos in the biz, walks on to the stage.
Our first, on the left side, our next men's semi-finalist representing the country of Korea. Please make a noise for Jongwon.
Jongwon Chon waves, acknowledges the audience. Ying Hong on the right. In Taipei. Both on the way. Jongwon Chon needs to get into the top 8. Was disappointed with his qualifying boulder performance. Did do well in Boulder. 54.4 was his score. Solid from him. He has had one of those seasons where he hasn't quite found his flow yet. Ying Li Hung, though, quick from her. I looked away for a second. She's halfway up the thing. She's about to enter the women's crux. Zhongwon with big heels. A good stretch from him. I've just been told by a follower, monsoon season, November. Hang on, I'm going to bring it up. Monsoon season is November to March, peaking in January, February. There we go. So we're not in monsoon season. My colleague is correct. Oh, no, he isn't correct. My colleague is wrong. I'll make sure to tell him. John Won Chon on the 45s. Hits the right pinch.
Cukup cepat ya. 1,5 menit. Jangan bisa sampai. Asa-asa, Jongna. Jayong, Ihungi.
Apologies, I forgot it was November. So my colleague, who has just come over to me with the Google Open, should show me it is monsoon season. He's correct. I'm never going to live this down. Zhongwon, though, is... Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, I have got the giggles here. Oh, we lose on the right. That is Ying Hung Lee. She goes down. Fairly low fall from her as well, but Zhongwon is making progress. I love my IFSC colleagues. And Zhongwon falls. That is too early for him. It's going to be a bit of a moment. Yeah, Zhongwon is not going to be too happy with that. Not the competition he would have wanted, but let's check the scores while we wait. So Futaba obviously still leading the way, but in terms of who's climbed first, Sukma, good performance from her. She's up into 7th now. We just saw her, Yi Lung Hook. 64.3 is her score in total, leaving her in 8th. She's right on the button, right on the bubble. As we come down the order, Zhang Kim had a good gold around, needed to do that. 49.5 leaves her in touch, of course. Lead is where she really excels. Can't wait to see her on this route. And then we can now see as we get towards the bottom the athletes who have already climbed. And then for the men, Serato at the top, of course, 84.6. What a score from him. Raputra up there. And Jong Won Chon, oh, sorry, Jong Won Chon's there. The screen is flicking around there. Jong Won Chon had upgraded. So that has left him in the top spot at the moment. But you could see the disappointment on his face. He wanted a little bit more from that one. Well, we talked about Zhang Kim, and there she is with her teammate. Ah, that is a lovely moment between the two of them. We have Yun Chung Song on the left, and Zhang Kim, I think, just shared a bit of a smile and a reassurance there. And you can see the difference. Yun Chung Song looking nervous, moving around, and Zhang Kim is like a statue. Standing there, waiting, poised, prepared. And I've said this many a time before, but if I had to pick a climber that I would love to have their style, it would be Zhang Kim. She just flows up the wall. She's like water. Zhang Kim with that yellow bow in her hair, which always is there. Looks up at the wall. She'll take her time. Zhang Kim has this style. She's slow, she's steady. Occasionally that gets into a bit of trouble with the clock. But she's won a World Cup this year already in Chamonix. What a moment that was to see her return. Yun Chung Song with a little bit of a nervy start. I don't think he's quite settled in yet. You could see it when he was waiting in the wings. Just a little bit of nerves as he bounced back and forth. But he's into the point scoring zone now. Zhang Kim right next to her teammate. She nears the first points. So remember, the first couple of holds aren't scored. And the second you hit that line, you can see the green tape with the 1x1 on it, then the points start racking up. And they do progress as the climbers get higher. So each section is worth more points. Starts off with 1, 2 for the next 3, and then 4 as we near the top of the wall. Jan Kim with a heel, rocks up into the first of the pinches. And the crowd suddenly full focus on these athletes. It's tense here in the stadium. I don't know why I'm whispering, they can't hear me. Yun Chang Song has a bit of a swing early on. That would have cost him a little bit of energy. Jan Kim with a toe on the right. 2 toes, in fact. We saw 2 heels there before. We've seen 2 toes now. Jan Kim on the women's crux. Let's see how she manages this boosty move out towards the left. Walks the feet through. Eyes up the next. And a nice drop knee in order to get the clip in and then make the move. Yun Chang Song climbing quickly as he enters the purple and yellows. But this is where we lost a lot of athletes, a lot of climbers. There are blocked holds in here as well. Keep an eye out for them. Some of those underclings are blocked deliberately by the setters in order to make it harder. Jan Kim has a higher left foot. Has a little look, make sure she gets the correct placement. You can see the way the hold sort of bends into a dish. Big move for Yun Chang Song there on the left.
Flawless execution right now by Song Yun Chang. Trying to make his way into the final leg.
Jan Kim. Easily through, as far right as this route will go. What a fall that was. Spectacular as he kicks away from the wall just below the head wall. Yun Chang Song comes down. That was strong from him. We'll check the scores in a minute. Stick with Jan Kim right now as she enters the pinks. Where is she going to clip this from? We see now the jib on that 30 score. Decides to clip really early on, and that's honestly, that's what I would have done. A lot of the athletes going higher for that clip. I think it just makes it more awkward. Those are the feet, 1 on nothing. On the left, a tiny jib. Starts swinging, hits it with the feet, makes the match.
Slow and steady does it, brings that in.
Once again, thank you, Song Yun Chang.
Yes, indeed.
Ropes pull through for the men. Jan Kim will continue. She is having to work at this. 3 bumps in order to get that right hand into the correct positions. Another pinch coming up. She gets a heel in. Look at that flexibility from her. That left heel doing a lot of the work up into the pinches. We'll want another heel or a toe above her head. Big boosty move first though. Hits it again. And a couple more pinches to come. We've got to be doing a pinch training for this route. It's harder than you think as well. There are specific tools available on the market in order to improve your grip strength like that. And if you've never done it, go get some because you'll be amazed how weak you are before you get going on it. Jan Kim shaking out just below the head wall here. 60 points beckoning above her head. And this is the high point here into the undercling. Needs to make a cross-through move into the crimp above her head, but it is blocked. She'll have to be accurate. Stretches. Of course she's accurate. Jan Kim holds the swing as well and makes the clip on the head wall. Now I'm fascinated to do this next section. It's kind of a traverse on the right. And it's blocked in there. That's to prevent the athletes getting a heel above their head or bat hanging almost. As you can see the ledge. And look at this, brilliant to see. No feet from her. Now she'll get a heel, but you can see the point of the blockers now. It just makes that move a bit more tricky. Stretches her out before making this move. Now hits it. We'll have to drop the feet again. Flings them over to the right-hand side. And just 1 clip to go. The one hanging above her head before she gets to grips with this complicated head wall. Meanwhile, on the left, Chi-Hen Fan in Taipei starts climbing. Jan Kim can't quite stretch, is blocked. She gets the fingers onto it. Loving this from Jan Kim. Needs to do a big move over to the right now, starting to burn. It's a huge move, not for Jan Kim. She's got that quick draw looped over her shoulder, which she can do. You're not allowed to weight it or pull on it, but you can do that. gets the clip in now. That is the final clip for her, and now just trying to figure out this sequence. And you've got to think with this, we'll see the scores in a bit, but Janja Kim might be booking a place into the finals here after that high score in Boulder. 50 has a slip. Oh, I love her expression. She's absolutely done. A big wave, still manages to find time for the fans. Great to see. Yeah, always smiling. Well, we'll wait and see if that scores enough, but I think it might be. I'll just have a look on the scores for you. Do remember that IFSC app you can download. Keeps you live updates, and I know people watch this purely through the app. They just scroll and reset. 137.5 puts Janja Kim into the lead. And this is the replay of what happened. Oh, I said a slip. I think she might have just burnt there. All right. Well, Jen is still going. We know how hard this section gets. Physical moves. He hits the first of the pinches. Drills the left in, stretches out with the right. And does come down, head in his hands. Shakes his head, he wants more, doesn't he? Just can't quite believe that. We'll catch a replay in a sec. Well, let's look at the scores first. As I said, Janja Kim up at top, 137.5. Will that be enough? I think it probably will be. Futaba Ito still on that top spot. That Boulder score just makes such a big difference if you have a good round there. Margarita in 11. She won't progress. And all of these athletes, as you can see, have already climbed both Boulder and Lead. That's their combined score. Yun Chang Song, 104.2, is our current leader. Zhong Wan Chong was disappointed, 102.4. Serato in third, has yet to climb on Lead. A lot of people are pointing at Serato for the possible win here, but pressure occasionally gets to that young man, who is a young man. New to the scene, first full season, which is ridiculous to think about. Back in Japan when he was a complete newbie, we didn't know what was to come from Serato. He'll be out soon. Meanwhile, two more stars enter the stage. Xian So on the right-hand side from South Korea, and on the left, Meiichi Narasaki saunters his way onto the stage, casual as you like. His brother's already qualified for the Olympics, Tomoa. Meiichi would love to join him. Look at that, both eyes locked. And this is a pressure moment for Xian So. Didn't have the best of world champs in terms of qualifying, obviously. Wants a bit of revenge here in Jakarta. Here we go. Expect both of these to get pretty far on this wall. DJ drops a bit of a tension tune as the athletes go. Nice flow there from Xian So. If you did see some of Lena Drapella's pictures, you see a lovely one of her and Janja Kim together sitting in the audience chatting. They're good friends. A bit of a mentor-mentee relationship going on as well. Xian So is quickly becoming a leader of that Korean team. Dealing with the attention as well. Well, huge lines of people queue up to get her autograph, and that's a lot of pressure for a young athlete who's dealing with it. Meiichi Narasaki on the crimps on the left, hangs, crosses through, unwinds and will rest again. Deceptively burny sequence that, especially on the shoulders. Xian So with the high left toe, easy into the first of the crimps, so she'll need to bump that across later on. Meiichi crossed up once more. The men's route is all just about unwinding your arms, isn't it? All right, Xian So boosts out towards the first crimp. Adjust the feet. So far, so steady from her, but she's about to enter the pink pinches. Ooh, alliteration. Meiichi gets a heel. This is what happens when I'm alone in the commentary box. Shen, so I'm still trying to debate which clipping angle is best. Position, I should say. I think it's off the 30, rather than that low one Jan Kim did. It's more powerful to clip off there. Meichi squatting down, but it's a powerful move, which he makes look good. There's a couple of sequences to come, though. He still needs to have some power in those arms left. We know how good a boulderer he is, though. It's just a level of fatigue, I think, now, as he sits right down on that left leg. Those are the pink pinches. Boosty move up as she starts to approach the head wall. This is making a play for the finals as well. Meichi sits underneath. Oh, it's a fall from Meichi. Had the toe in, meant it was a bit low to cross up and through. And so gets that block crimp. Big points for her now, as we get to see for the second time this great traverse sequence. You can see the gap left between the purple and the yellow volume. It's good all the way, but the gap is the only place you can really get a heel in. Swings those legs out, cracks the heel in. Not a difficult move, but one that just will start to sap you, especially after those pinches. And that is the heel I was talking about. It's a pretty good ledge in there. She drags that heel across, turns it into a toe. Not enough space to put another heel in, but there is enough space to do that, to bring the other right hand in. Blocked crimp, making things more difficult. Can only really fit about 3 fingers, it looks like she's got on there, but hits the side point. She's nearing Jan Kim's high point now. What can she do through this? Upgrades that right hand. Again with the left, gets the heel in. Gets the cross. This could be massive for her. A couple of moves to go. Are we going to see our first top of the evening? The route setters said it might not be possible. These athletes are proving otherwise. Stronger than anyone thinks. 100 points are available if she can get it. One move away, she can. Oh no, she can't. Needed to clip the final quick draw, so she would have had to have matched the other hand, then made the clip, but that is high up on the route, and that will be a finals place for her.
Show your appreciation. In the meantime, let us welcome our next men's semi-finalist.
Good work. So impressed with her all year. That was the heel.
Representing China, this is Han Yufei.
Yufei Pan is out. He knows what it's like to be on this big stage. As you watch again, she had the left hand. Yeah, hard to hold those slopers when it's burning like that. So there is Yufei Pan on the left.
Han Yufei making his way up the wall for his lead climb. We are getting set to welcome
Zhang will be out for the women in a couple of minutes. They're just resetting that route. Right now we stick with Yufei Pan. Into the crimps, hits the right crimp. That's what he's standing on. Love those shots. It just does make you realize and appreciate what these athletes are going through. Meichi made this section look hard, and it is hard. Yufei Pan as well drops into it, only just. He'll need to get some kind of a shake and a rest here. Has a high toe now, makes the clip above his head. He's into the 10 scoring zone. Sits on that heel, up towards the first. Deep drop knee. Yufei Pan stretches himself out there as he hits the physical purple and yellow section. Zhang is underway on the right.
kuat kesalahan sama sekali. Endurance-nya harus sangat kuat atau waktunya
Yifai Pan into the bigger scoring zone. He's on 30 now. This will be helping his score. Yuntung Zhang looking a little shaky down low at the moment. Occasionally, the athletes need a harder move in order just to settle things down a little bit. Oh, look at that toe. I think he's got a toe in. Looked like a toe hook, but I think he's just on the volume. He's pressing up into that yellow briefly. Yuntung Zhang has the toe that she needs. Also, check out Yifai Pan as he makes his way over, swings another toe hook from him. Powerful move coming up though. Nears the head wall, hits it, thumb in on that 60. Gets the toe again. He's got to keep such body tension to hit this crimp. He's peeling, but he manages to stick it for a second before falling. I can't believe he held it for as long as he did.
A strong effort by Pan Yu Fei. Please show your appreciation, Jakarta.
Yifai Pan will say goodbye and wait and see what that score does. Yuntung Zhang, meanwhile, well past the first crux. Nearing this tricky crimp. What do you think, low or high? Hits it. Seems to have settled into a stride a little bit here. He's going to go for the high clip. Looking casual when she comes into the pink pinches.
Dan jangan lupa selanjutnya hadiah malam ini berarti hadiah dari TikTok atau video Reels Challenge kita akan bagi-bagi di hari Minggu nanti bersama.
All right, here we go. Let's see how much power she's got left in those hands. Big moves needed. Hits the first one, the jib, which is a small hold screwed onto the big pink one. We call them screws in the UK, but jibs everywhere else. Nearing the head wall, nearing the traverse. Quite a few women getting to this stage as we near the higher end of this semi-final. Miho Nanaka, Nono Hakume, Futaba Ito to come for the women. Yoshiyuki Ogata is underway for the men. Dohyun Lee and Sarato Anraku. There is Yoshiyuki Ogata. He had a fun boulder round early on. He had a vicious fall in the qualifiers as well. He was okay. People who were asking about that, but it was a massive one. Didn't seem to affect him at all. He was flinging himself around the wall earlier on this morning. But Yoshiyuki needs to settle in to his lead climbing. Of course, he has had a season where he's been doing it, but he's one of those athletes that needs a little bit of time. So let's see what kind of fitness he's in now. Yuntung Zhang, meanwhile, is on the traverse. 2 hands up. We'll need to crack a heel in a minute. It will take a second to shake on what is a pretty good hold. You can see, oh, but it's a big pop. She went a little bit before she was ready there, I think. Committed to it, couldn't go back, and now gets the heel. Yoshiyuki unleashes a bit of boulder power here as he starts to flow. Yuntung with that heel in. It's tense here, standing on the metal coping, which is a risky thing to do. And you could see there the right foot slipped down on it when she did that. I'm not sure it was a deliberate thing. It was just kind of there sometimes, but it's a nasty feeling when you stand and you can feel the feet go. It's a bit like an O-Tex. A couple of moves away though. Are we going to see a top? She started off shaky. She certainly isn't finishing shaky. Yuntung Zhang goes, and that was a good final section of the wall. So we turn our attention back to Yoshiyuki Ogata. See how much power that man's got in the tank, shall we? Big cross-through moves, hits the crimp, nasty, that guppy-style crimp into the right hand. You can see that adjusting the grip to wrap his hand a little bit more around it. Briefly cutting loose, flicking around the rope as he gets the heel in, and now he's into the flingy section. He's really got to start kicking the legs out here. Crosses through once more, unwinds in order to make that clip. From 45 to 25 degrees. How much would his arms be loving that angle change if he can get there? Bumps again. Powerful stuff from Yoshiyuki. Now this is the tensiony move. Hits the left, and oh, that is a stopper move for the men there in the middle. Yoshiyuki looking worried as he comes down. We'll check the scores.
We're now preparing for our next women's semifinal.
Has left him down in 6th, so yeah, that shake of the head. And let's have a look at the scores. Shen So is in the lead at 169. She's guaranteed a place. Yutang Zhang climbs herself into the finals, as does Jian Kim. Futaba Ito, Miho Nanaka, Jilu Lo haven't climbed yet. They're about to, though. And as we come down, you see the athletes who will not make it this far. There are other opportunities next year for them to get those Olympic places with that OQS series. And for the men, Meiichi Narasaki, 1-2, 1.4, great run from him. John Won Chon was disappointed, he's still in the 4th. Sarato Anraku hasn't done anything and he's in the finals. As we look down the list of the ones who came close, out of a possible 200, remember. Okay, 2 men to go. Here's one of them, Do-hyun Lee enters the stage. 4 women, Jilu Lo. Women's routes taking a little bit longer to get through, and that's why we have more women to come in the semi-final. Right, Do-hyun Lee, who is quickly becoming the man or male athlete to watch in this Korean team. Kind of taking over the mantle a little bit from Jongwon. Oh, Shen So and Jian Kim have just walked past me. I said they were friends. They are right next to each other as they exit the arena. Really, really nice to see. Just think, give you a bit of atmosphere of what's going on around us, you see. And in terms of atmosphere, well, we're in the middle of a giant sport complex. Everywhere you look, people are doing some kind of physical exercise, and it's a nice place to have a climbing facility. There are stadiums, 2 of them, in fact, big ones. And lots of events going along all the time. Bright lights there, though, on the screen. That's a bit better. You get a bit of contrast back. You can see now. Jilu Lo, heavily strapped up on those shoulders. And I tell this story a lot, but I like it. Jilu Lo, when she started to compete, it was during that COVID time, and the Chinese coaches just didn't know if she'd be any good. Hadn't been tested internationally, and very quickly she showed us how good she truly was. Do-hyun Lee is making easy work down low with these crimps. Jilu is through the first crux. Cracks in the heel. No drama, Do-hyun Lee. Good effort from him at the moment. At the moment, although it was a micro shake, he looks like he's got more to give. Brings the right foot onto the crimp. Horizontal on the wall on that 45. Really kicks back the angle. And for the women, to the far right she goes now before traversing back left on those pinches into the 45, the meat of the 45. A little hesitation as she tries to find the feet, gets a toe hook locked in underneath. Decides to cut loose and swing over to the left, makes the match. Do-hyun Lee has some throwy moves coming up, though. This is where we really get to see what's in the tank. He's found that knee bar that we haven't seen everyone get. Oh, but a little hesitation as he comes up towards the crimp. So Do-hyun starting to hesitate here. And again, you can see him. I think he might be powering out. Comes up with the left hand. He's still going to press on. Jilu Lo finds a good heel in order to rest. Do-hyun swings, catches, flicks the right foot out, drops down on that leg. And suddenly looks like the composure's come back for him. I think he just had a little bit of a moment down low. And a fall from Jilu Lo. In the pink pinches. Suddenly didn't look comfortable, did she?
Also ending his climb there at just under the 3-minute mark.
Bohan Lee goes as well.
Thank you to both our climbers for their
Oh, this is where we start to constantly check.
Climber for the semi-finalists. In the meantime, we are set to
And we're waiting for an update. I have been told that there might be a slight delay in terms of the scoring, so just to let you guys know that.
From Japan.
Certainly on my score, it hasn't been updated yet. Yeah, we're having a bit of a delay in the scoring, so if you are watching at home wondering why scores aren't being upgraded, well, it's being worked on. Okay, 3 women to go, 2 men. Sorry, 1 man. Oh, might have been speeding through this route. Serato Anraku, there he is on the left. 2 teammates once again together. Miho Nanaka strolls onto the stage. New hair color for a new competition. And Miho Nanaka has made no secret of how much she wants one of those Olympic tickets. Competed in the last one, medaled at the last one. She will want to do it again. And Serato, well, is he the future? Will the pressure get to him? You certainly would not bet against him, would you? Well, let's see what he can do. No men getting close to topping this route yet.
Both of these Japanese climbers doing very well in the Boulder category this morning.
So Serato crosses through. Miho Nanaka is also underway. Yeah, so just to let you know, the scoring system currently not working. We will let you know when we do. So Serato comes up. And Miho makes the clip above her head. Miho, we know how good she is at a boulder. Won her first gold fairly recently this year, first one in 5 years. Serato crosses through, drops down on that right hand. Miho into the women's crux. This is exciting stuff as my eyes flick back and forth.
To make their way up the wall. Great pace and great strength so far. Serato Anraku.
Love to watch Serato climb. He unwinds. Miho with a high heel, crosses through with the left hand.
Flawless execution so far from both our climbers here in the semi-final round. It is no surprise that they are...
How much power has Serato got left? He had a good boulder round earlier on.
They have some of the highest scores after qualifications. Let's see if they can hang on to their lead.
I'm being told by someone at home whose scoring system is work. Serato Miho already qualified, so thank you very much. So these two really doing a bit of a victory lap, trying to get into the correct or a better position. Count back sometimes.
A great power move there by Serato.
Serato crossing through. There's the head wall. When the setters said they didn't think anyone would top it, they did hesitate when I mentioned Serato. And yeah, scoring is back online as well, to let you know, so we're all good now. Serato is in the top spot. In fact, we have all of the finalists now. The top 8 is confirmed. I'll run through that after Serato climbs, but Serato is into the blacks. And just to let you know, Ravi Andi is in the finals. The Indonesian local, brilliant from him, so we get to see him climb later on. Serato is not struggling so far. Although sometimes with Serato, he just goes. You don't see it coming. Miho has a high heel hook in. Good work from her. Look at this from Serato. It's casual. Surely not. Bumps out. crosses through. What do you do when someone's this good? Crimp to come though, can he top it? He is going to top it. That is unreal from Serato and Raku. They said it couldn't be done. Serato has defied everyone. He still looks chill. Fantastic from him. And Miho Nanaka, well, we're left with him. And the top 8 for the women is confirmed as well. But Serato, wow. Was he trying? Let me know at home. What do you think? I can't see him trying. Miho falls on the right. She is confirmed though. So we know that our top 8 for the women are going to be Xian So, Yutong Zhang, Miho Nanaka, Jain Kim, Jilu Lo, Futaba Ito, Nanoha Kume, Ling Tang from Indonesia as well. What an exciting finals that's going to be. Big shout out to the people watching at home as well. Getting lots of support from all around the world right now. Well, there we go. Miho Nanaka climbs her way into the top spot, 172.9. Followed by Xian So, Yutong Zhang, Jain Kim, Jilu Lo, Futaba Ito, Noha Kume, and Suka Ling Tang. Fantastic from them. We will see them again soon. And Ravi Andy, first performance, we remember him in Jakarta. What a finals that was. Under the skyscrapers. One of the most exciting moments I remember in commentary, and he's in again in the finals. There he is in 8. Brilliant from him. Well, that's just to whet your appetites a bit. We have some more climbing to come, believe it or not. 2 more women to go. Noha Kume, Futaba Ito. Look at that from Serato. I genuinely don't think he found that very difficult.
Please welcome and give a round of applause to Nanoha Kume.
Yes.
Nanoha Kume walks out.
Had a strong session in the Boulder climb earlier today. Let's see if she can continue her
Nanoha
momentum here
Kume,
in the lead climb.
one of 2 Japanese athletes to come. 3 Japanese athletes in the top 3 for the women. DJ sensing the mood has ramped things up a little bit. We've got some trance going on in the background. Trance? Techno? Something. I'm too old. Who knows? I think the DJ song selection gets more comments on YouTube than my mispronunciation of names occasionally. Give us your opinion. Do let us know. All right, Nanoha Kume is alone on the wall. The men's route is done and dusted, and we saw her top. What can Nanoha Kume do here? We've seen her perform on the biggest of stages before. Came up from the junior ranks. And we're expecting it to be pretty cruisy down low. It's just a case for the level athletes at this level to not overgrip, keep it together. And the temperature has dropped slightly here in the arena. It's not quite as soupy as it was before. Nanoha Kume flows over to the left, hits the side pull. Remember when this was a Crux? And that's in no way disrespectful to some of these athletes, because just to get to this stage in order to get the points to qualify is such a performance. But there are levels to the game, and we're watching some of the very best right now. On to the crimps, resting on that crimp while someone battling through. Nanoha Kume seems to have endless endurance when she's in form. And the Indonesian team have gathered right in front of my commentary box, and the fans around them, and they are ecstatic in front of me. It's incredible to watch. Indonesia has athletes in the final in their own qualifier. So cool. Right, Nanoha Kume, as I get swept away in the moment, but Nanoha Kume finds the crimps. She still is in action.
Nanoha Kume
And the rain actually has started to fall here. It won't affect the athletes, but it will perhaps bring down a bit of humidity. It's pouring with rain out there. All protected by a roof. We'll have to see how good that roof is, this new facility. Hopefully the builders haven't skipped. There's no holes in that. Right, no higher, please, no higher. Clip it from here, which she does. Literally, those screams, if you can hear it on my mic, purely from the Indonesian team in front of me, it's just brilliant. No Hakume, though, is into the pinks. What's her pinch strength like? Makes a little adjustment, resting. She's rested throughout this route well. But sock toss climbing as well. The sock, no sock debate continues. What's your opinion? Beautiful run so far from the No Hakume. Just though with that pinch. Gets the heel, rocks on. Keeping an eye on the time as well. Almost every move she's shaking up. It's either very intelligent climbing or she's pumped out of her mind. Not sure which one it is. I want a heart rate monitor on these athletes. Ooh, isn't it? All right, drags that left toe. Let's see if she can hold this cut loose. She can easily. And now Hakumi will get another opportunity to rest here. She comes into the ledge. Bumps that right hand across it.
What a courageous performance.
Just the head wall to come, and one quick draw hanging solitary on the wall. That needs to be clipped, and then she'll move forward for the top. Finds a heel. Will take this rest. She's rested all the way. She's still resting. The cry of Gamba Gamba comes out from the coaches. Someone let me know what the Indonesian version of Gamba or Ale is. I don't know. I can't remember. Right foot on that coping. Hold your breath. I don't want her to stand on it. Please don't commit. She really is committing to it. I know she's got a lot of weight on the left, but that right foot is slipping. Now she moves away. Thank goodness for that. Hits the side pull. Still making progress. Adjusts the feet and makes the match. We're a couple of moves away here. Can we see a top for the women? No, we can't. She comes down. A great effort. That'll be her in the finals, as we know. And that means, just like that, we're left with one more athlete. Futaba Ito will be up next. And you can see that rain now dotting the stage, meaning that the athletes are well protected from it. The ISO area out the back is covered. The athletes will probably come out wearing those little shoes, those boots you see, in order to protect the climbing shoes from the weather.
And we are going to prepare the women's round for one final semi-final.
Well, for the last time here this evening, our final athlete will be out.
Scoring after the qualification round.
Wow, ada benderanya within the flag, especially for our last athlete performance.
All right, thank you once again to Nova Hakume for that strong performance. We certainly enjoyed it as we prepare now to welcome our final climber in the semi-final women's lead climb.
Well, as a quick draws swing from the rope pulled through, in the wings and awaiting is Futaba Ito. She had an incredible boulder round earlier on, 99.7. We know she's good. We weren't quite expecting her to be that good. It was a brilliant round. In fact, the second boulder she hit, she had this look in her eyes of pure surprise as she latched the last hold. let's see what Futaba Ito can do. This will give us an indication tomorrow what kind of form she's in. All right, underway, easy as we'd expect. 2 draws in. Belair steps away from spotting duties. Easy underway through the first couple of moves. Enjoy this from Futaba. She gets the double heels. Nice shots of those hands. Bumps up into the side pull. No problems from her. She gets the right foot, drop knee down towards the ground. Now locks that toe in, reaches up above her head. In with the heel. So far, so expected. Good climbing from her. Rain continues to pour around us. As we worked out earlier on, my colleague was correct, it is monsoon season, and it's starting to kick in a little bit here as the rain comes. Won't bother Futaba Ito though. Looks for that knee scrub. A couple of the athletes have done that. It's clever climbing, just takes a little bit off. And a game of margins is fine, that's what you need. Into the pinches then. Chalks up high above the crowd now. A long head wall on this route. There's a lot of climbing to go once you get to that metal coping we've seen. Brings the right foot up, heels again on the left. A little bit snatchy at that quick draw. It's a powerful section this, and she's wresting her way through it as we saw with the no hakume. This is the final athlete out, if you're just joining us. I know it's coming up to, I don't know, it's lunchtime in Europe. Hello to everyone watching at home, enjoying all the action. This is the semi-finals. We've been looking for our 8 finalists and we found them. Right now, Futaba Ito is just climbing herself into the best position possible for tomorrow's finals. She wants to come out last. Any count-back possibility dispelled. That will be her aim. Let's see if she can do it. Right on the ledge, big move. Missed the jib briefly, but had enough on it in order to bump in. Gets the clip in. Right, head wall to come. All the clipping processes are done. Oh, but she's a little low on this one. Needs to find some height. Change that heel into the toe. She can't do it just with the toe, with the heel. And I think she's realised that. Drops back down in order to shake. She needs to flick that left foot into a toe. No, she doesn't. She's, there we go, into the toe. Now she gains that extra height. The stretch allowed her. Manoeuvres the feet, kicks that right foot out into the side pull. If she can top this route, it will crown an almost perfect day for her, just dropping 0.3, but of course there's a long way to go. There's the heel in, keeping her in place. It's not going to be the perfect score, but it is a high point, and it is finals for Futaba Ito. She knows how much she's done, and that is the rain I was talking about, thundering down around us now here in Jakarta. Futaba Ito will say goodbye. Let's look at the scores. Futaba Ito, Miho Nanaka, Jian So, Yutong Zhang, Nanoha Kume, Jain Kim, Jilulo, Sukma Lintang are our top 8. They are our finalists. One of those will win an Olympic ticket. Unreal. Commiserations to the others. What a performance just to get this far into a semi-finals on a stage this big. It takes so much time, effort and dedication, and I say that often, but I do mean every word of it. It's a lot. Suratu Anraku, Yoshiyuki Ogata, Yufai Pan, Meichi Narasaki, Dohyun Lee, Yun Chung Song, Zhongwon Chon, Raviandi Ramadan make up our top 8. They will climb tomorrow in the finals. Fantastic from them. Congratulations. One of those will be an Olympian. So those were our routes. That was our semi-finals. And do join me tomorrow, 10 a.m. Jakartan time, for the finals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We will return tomorrow for the women's Boulder and Lead final. Make sure you don't miss any of the action. We're giving away Olympic tickets. My name's Matt Groom. Appreciate all of your support from everyone watching back at home, and well done to the athletes. We will see you very soon.
It's a long day. Just give me a sum of the day. No, not yet. I'll give you a first hit. This time? No, yeah, it's okay. Let's say everybody else a chance. Anyone else? Okay, good. Desa Pade, ada lagi namanya bisa hafal nggak semuanya? Desa Pade kita Kusumade.